Yes, so sit down, students. So we're going to start with the trigonometric functions, class 11. This is the first lecture. So hope you go well with this. So uh, basic things, students, you have already covered in 10th standard. So regarding what are the six trigonometric ratios, then what are complementary angles, straight angles, types of angles, all these things are prerequisite to understand this chapter. So if you are not very well polished with those concepts, I would request you to in the same in our Learn CBSE YouTube channel, you see trigonometric ratios chapter in 10th standard. So you can clear your concepts there. Fine. So now students, if I just talk about angle, so you know that in angle, these are two rays which make an angle, right? So you can also say that this is terminal side and this is the initial side, right? Anyway, you can read it right. So this is angle theta. So this is angle theta, right, students? Okay, now this point, common point of these two sides, or common point of these two rays is known as vertex. This is our vertex. So you can represent it by anything. We are representing by O. All right. Now, what is positive and negative angles? We have positive angles and negative angles. So, like everything in this world is the illusion. Everything is relative. This is also relative. Now, but all over the world, in most of the countries, the mathematicians normally take, well, this is my initial side, right? I'm talking about a positive angle first. Positive angle. This is my initial side. This is my vertex, right, guys? And if I take an angle in anti-clockwise direction, students, if I take an angle in anti-clockwise direction, so this is my terminal side. So, guys, uh, this angle, this you can say that OA is ray and OB is another ray. Always try to define the ray. Start from origin. Don't define the ray like BO or AO. It will be wrong. If it is AO, it should be like this. It should be AO. This ray is AO, right? The sign convention we follow. So angle taken in the anti-clockwise direction is positive angle, whereas students, this is my initial side, and if I take an angle in from the initial side anti-clockwise in the clockwise direction, I'm sorry, this is clockwise direction, clockwise, this is anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise angle is always positive angle. And if you take an angle in a clockwise direction with respect to your initial side, and this is your terminal side, right? This theta is negative angle. This is negative measurement. Let's say it's 60 degree. So you will say it's minus 60 degree. But if you take an angle like this is your initial side, and this is your terminal side, you know, if this is 60 degree, you will say this is positive 60 degree or simply 60 degree. Very, very important. So guys, now if this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, so obviously, you know, if I take this as a reference line or initial line and this as a terminal line, so I'll say this angle would be what, pi by 2, right? Or simply 90 degree. But if I take this OX as the initial side and this as the terminal side. So y dash. So I'll say this angle is minus pi by 2. Similarly, students, if I take this angle from here, what it will be, Ishma? This angle will be, if OX is the initial side and OX dash is the terminal side. So this angle will be X, OX dash will be, it will be
Minus pi.
minus pi. Correct. So if this is OX is the initial side and OX dash is the terminal side, I am taking angle from anti-clockwise direction. So Ishma, what will be this angle? X, OX dash, if I've taken in anti-clockwise direction, it will be pi angle, right? So this, you should know this. So now how do I measure an angle? I want to measure an angle. So what is so big in measuring an angle? Is it not very simple? No, there are certain things we want to learn. So basically, if this is the initial side, students, OA, amount of rotation from the initial side to the terminal side, amount of rotation. This is the definition of an angle. Amount of rotation from initial side to the terminal side, this amount of rotation is known as angle, right? So, this is the measure of an angle also. Measure of an angle. What amount of rotation from the initial side to the terminal side? If the rotation, this is initial side, and the rotation is, let's say, clockwise. So let's say this is the angle. So I will say this angle would be minus theta. Or you can simply say the value of theta is taken negative. All right, guys. So we have two systems, students, to measure the angle. What are the systems? So one is sexagesimal system, right? Sexagesimal system. So what is great in this system, students? Well, this is degree measure. It focuses on degree measure. So guys, see that if you take the complete rotation, if you take this complete rotation, it is 360 degree. See, I've taken anti-clockwise because this is 360 degree. If I had taken like this, I should have written minus 360, but I have not taken. I've taken positive, right? Anti-clockwise angle is taken as 360 degree, suppose. So, guys, 1 by 360th part. 1 by the rotation from initial side to the terminal. Here, initial side and terminal side, they are both, overlapping, you know. So rotation from initial side to terminal side, it says if it is 1 by 360th, we say the angle is how much? Yes, students? This rotation of terminal side from the initial side is 360, and 1 by 360th part of this angle would be 1 degree. 1 degree, not 0, 1 degree. 3
Okay, sir.
divided by 360 is 1 degree. Okay. Now, students, if 1 degree is divided into equal parts, you see very, very small angle 1 degree, very small angle 1 degree. Even this will be more than 1 degree. But let us say this is 1 degree. Let's assume this is 1 degree. Very small angle is 1 degree. And if you further divide 1 degree into 60 parts, if you further divide, suppose a very small angle, half of 1 degree or 1/10 of 1 degree, 1/50th of 1 degree. So if you divide 1 degree into 60 parts, the angle is known as minute. So don't think this is time. This is minute. Minute angle is there. This is all in sexagesimal system, degree measure, right? So what is a minute angle, students? 1 minute angle is equal to 1 degree divided by anyone? 1 degree
60.
60.
by 60. So it is 1/60th of 1 degree. You can say 1 minute angle is 1/60th of 1 degree. So imagine how much small this angle will be. Very small angle. Okay, especially students, when you want to, let's say you are using parallax method in your physics, you have parallax method. And let's say students, with that parallax method, you want to measure the distance between some heavenly bodies, maybe diameter of Earth. So the angles are very, very small. They are even smaller than 1/60th part of 1 degree, even smaller than 1 minute. So how will you define them? Then we will define taking into account another. So such again smaller angle is second, 1 second angle. What is 1 second angle? 1 second angle is still 1/60th of, yes, anyone can say 1/60th of,
Minute.
yes, 1/60th of minute is 1 second. Like 1/60. You don't relate this like 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. Don't relate like this. Now we are talking about the angle, which is 1 minute. 1 minute angle is 1/60th of 1 degree. So that small angle, still if you divide into 60 parts, each part would be known as 1 second. So how do I denote minute angle, students? How do I denote minute? So you know how do I denote degree angle? Very simple. Suppose I want to write 5 degree. I'll write 5 degree. Right? How do I denote minute angle? So minute angle is denoted by 1 minute. Okay? 1 hash on the top. This is 1 minute. So I can say 1 degree is equal to how many minutes? I can say 1 degree is equal to 60.
60.
Right? And I will say 1 minute, I'm talking about angle, not time, is equal to 60 what? Seconds? Don't think in terms of time. I'll write 1 minute angle is equal to 60 seconds. This is how you represent it. Got it, guys? And then, like students, suppose this angle is 40 degree. Okay. Suppose this angle is how much? Tell me. 40 degree. Okay.
40.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me how much will be this angle till here? Complete rotation.
320.
360 minus 40.
Hey, come on. I am taking from here. I'm not taking from here. Ishma, I'm taking from here only. I'm taking from x-axis only. So this angle will be 360. How much will be this angle, students? I'm starting from here till here 180, till here 270, till here, come on,
360.
360, and till here will be, it will be 360 plus 40. So this angle will be 400 degree. So that means, students, suppose What will be this angle? I want to ask Arjinder. This is 360. What about this angle? Arjinder Kaur? Anyone? This is
Yes.
360 degree plus
450.
90 degree. Very good.
Nine.
Well, you're right. This is 450 degree. Wow, that's great. Okay. Shall I ask a simple question to new girl? Okay, new girl, Jasmine Kaur. How much is this angle, beta? Remember, I am taking clockwise. And clockwise angle is?
270
No, it's not 270 beta.
minus 270.
Minus 270 degree. Very good girl. Okay, so I want to get a right answer from you, Jasmine. How much is this angle, beta? I am taking,
Minus 180.
no, not minus 180. This is simply one quadrant. Angle is
Minus 90.
minus 90 degree. Very good. Okay, guys. So let's say this angle is 45 degree. So can anyone tell me how much is this angle? This angle. How much is this angle? I'm starting from here and I'm
Three
ending here.
minus 360 degree.
So this is minus 360 degree. You don't always start from here. You can start from anywhere. Very good. Great. So guys, let's go further. You know that this is known as right angle. Everybody knows this is right angle. And what this angle is known as, Ishma?
Straight angle.
Right. Well, this is a straight angle. Straight line corresponds to straight angle. All right. So everything is right. Okay, fine. So important note. So guys, now let's say you are having a clock. Okay. Well, it's written here 12, right? Here it's written 3, right, students? It's written 1, and it's written 2. So it's 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. Can you tell angle between two successive digits of a clock? Angle between two successive digits of a clock, a wall clock, or simply a clock, means I'm talking about this angle. So now I'm not concerned about positive or negative. I just want to find the magnitude. So when I say magnitude, always I will get the positive answer, magnitude. So can anyone tell how much will be this angle? So this complete angle is how much?
30 degree.
So complete angle is how much, students? Complete angle?
360
Nine.
degree.
Correct. So it is 360 degree. And how many divisions are there? 12 divisions are there. So I have. So remember, angle between two successive digits of a clock is how much? 360 degree. And how we will please mute the background voice. How we will convert 30 degree into radians? Yes, students. So this angle is, if I take this angle, this is 180 degree, right? And in radians, how many radians? Anyone?
Pi radian.
Pi radians. All right, pi radians. So then 365 radians, I can say 180 degree is equal to pi radian. Then students, 30 degree will be equal to how many radians? Pi, 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 into 30. So that is equal to 3, 6, 18. So it will be pi by 6 radian.
Radian.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So anyone can tell me, students, our hand rotates through an angle of 30 degree. Huh? Our hand rotates through an angle of 30 degree in 1 hour. Do you agree? Hour hand. When I say it's 1 o'clock, right? When I say this is 1 o'clock, so it will be like this. Am I right, students? 1 o'clock. Am I right or wrong? When I say this is 1 o'clock, well, 1, 2, 3. So our hand will be a smaller hand. I'm sorry, and here it will be like this. So what is the time, students? What is the time? Either it is 1 a.m. or it is 1 p.m. So when the hour hand is here, it's 2 p.m. That means how much time elapsed? When the hour hand moves from 1 to 2, it's 1 hour. And that corresponds to how much degrees?
30.
That corresponds to 30 degrees. Our hand rotates through an angle of 30